So, hello everyone. We are going to be talking about the water that we share. We have a beautiful pond here in the dead of winter. It's frozen over. It's frozen, not solid, but frozen over the surface. It's not frozen enough for me to step on, but there's a whole world underneath the ice that we have to protect. There are frogs. There are salamanders, there are snakes, there are larvae and insect life, all sorts of creatures, big ones and small ones. There's turtles, all waiting to come back and move about our world. Amphibians, reptiles, all creatures that are using this ecosystem where there's still liquid water underneath and life in abundance. We are going to talk about the water that we share in terms of our rights and our responsibilities. There's always balance. Yes, we have the right to have fresh, clean water, and we have the responsibility to make it clean and fresh and keep it safe for everyone, all people, and all nature to be able to enjoy. The trees, the flowers, mammals, insects, reptiles, amphibians, all creatures need water to survive. And so we will be doing an experiment to talk about and to think about and use our hands and our minds and our bodies to understand how water works and how, when we are irresponsible and we allow pollutants to enter into our water system, the bad things that can happen, how easily, if we do bad things on the earth, how water is impacted. And we're going to be talking about how within ourselves we have just an unimaginable amount of power and agency and responsibility to ourselves and one another. And we have this immense abundance, like liquid water, flowing within us to sustain and support and encourage the good in us all. And it's our responsibility to protect the good in ourselves, protect the good in each other, protect the good in the world, and view ourselves as abundant resources for all to enjoy. And so you have full control, and no one is allowed to tap into your resources unless you give permission, meaning you guard the trust that you have within your body. You give permission for hugs and embraces. It's only within your interest to grant permission to folks to interact with you in any way that you want. And you have to respect that in others. Everyone is an abundant, beautiful resource that they have full control of and can allow others to interact as they so wish. So we're going to be thinking about our creativity. We're going to be thinking about our love and the care that we have between humans and between the environment and the animals that we love and live with. And we're going to be thinking about how to honor the good within us all. Thank you so much. We go up, up, up through the gorge where the deer footfalls fell and the foxes pranced in the twilight, in the midnight, together in the forest. Under cover of stars, they trod through the snow together to find something wet, something liquid to drink and stay strong through the winter. They searched and searched and trod the well-worn path of snow-laden deer trails along the waters, now frozen with ice, and heard the sound of gurgling waters flowing, falling beneath the ice on frozen waterfalls. The flow of the creek burbles gently beneath the snow, and the ice covers its surface, but in places it peeks through and gently flows down, 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 on top of the shale, on top of the rock, on top of the sleeping salamanders that hibernate and rest, on top of the frogs, and flows gently down. And we marvel at the beauty of these ice structures. Everything is a mystery. Everything is beautiful. No eyes have seen this place. No human eyes have seen this place. And yet, we see it, and we marvel at it, and we applaud its riotous, exquisite, unique, crazy amazingness. And we hear and we feel the bite of the cold in our hands, and we hear the soft rumble underneath our feet of the waters. And we sense that all is calm, and all is bright, and all is light, and all is beautiful outside of us, all around us, and within us, inside us, is all beauty, all love, all strength, all sharing, all calm and peace, all friendship, all unity, all is good. And the water trickles down, soft, soft, along the edges of the ice and down into the earth, which drinks it up to sustain the plants, which will grow in the spring. So we're here, and right now we're going to do the water experiment to see that if what we do to the earth has any influence or any repercussions or any consequences on the water. And so what we're going to do now is create our experiment, and we have a few elements here. We have some dirt. This represents the land on which we live, where we work, where we play, where we go to school, where we go to work, all the different places on the land where we are. So this represents that. I have a couple of little houses here to represent our neighborhoods and our houses and our apartments and our condos and wherever we live. Okay, I have a lion here to represent the animals, because they too live on the land. All types of animals: dogs, cats, birds, salamanders, snakes, mice, squirrels, chickens, ducks, all kind of animals. The ones that are so tiny that we can't even see with our naked eyes, all the way to elephants, whales, all the ones that are huge but still live on this planet with us. We have some water. We have a beautiful, abundant water supply here that we are fortunate to have here in upstate New York. There are many places that don't have enough water, and it's a whole other story. And the ways in which we treat water can have influences throughout the world and on people who have to live through drought, even in this country and outside this country. And so the water represents the thing that we must protect, even when it's scarce and even when it's abundant. And we have this plate to hold our dirt and our land and our water. And then we have a little tray that we can sit it on, just any old kitchen tray, little baking tray. And then, so that's all we need, I believe, for our experiment. So, we're gonna start by putting on our tray all the elements that we'll need. I have a friend that's gonna be helping me, and we're gonna work together on creating this awesome experiment. So I'll lay my tray down. I'm gonna lean the plate rather, on this little box, because we're gonna create a little angle so that the water is flowing using gravity, because as we know, water being fluid, gravity pulls on water just like it pulls on everything else, but because water is fluid, it flows downward and it goes through the land and moves because it's always flowing downward. Okay, so now we're gonna put our dirt, and we're gonna do 2 layers. You wanna help me kind of keep it to one side, and then we're gonna keep it, and I'm just gonna create 2 banks. We're gonna create 2 banks for the land to be on, so we can see clearly what happens to the water when we pollute the land. Okay, there you go. These food coloring and water containers, it's just yellow food coloring and red food coloring with a little bit of water to represent any toxins, any pollution, any oil spills. If we're talking about pipelines flowing through the country being taken to bring crude oil through to other parts of the country, what can happen if that, which it always happens, if that water, if that oil breaks through, or the pipes crack or break or are compromised in any way, what happens to the water when oil spills into the land? Okay, so now I'm going to put my houses here, because we live here, we work here, people live, animals live. Put our lion here, just hanging out here in the land. And so I'm going to come over here and pour gently so we can see clearly what happens. And so when I start pouring, I'm going to just show you that water is always flowing. And now you want to show them what happens if you pour some pollution onto the land. What happens to that water?
Okay.
You try one?
So when you pollute the land or litter, it flows into the water. So I can pour this into here, a little bit on here, and here too.
As you can see, our water is fully polluted. He didn't pour any directly into the water, but because the land is connected to the water got polluted. When we pollute the land, the pollution flows down into the earth and then flows down, and it'll hit a body of water, and that body of water will then be polluted. So whatever you do to the land, you're doing to the water. Okay. All right, hey everybody. So as we begin to talk about how these lessons about water apply to ourselves, let's begin thinking about how we ourselves nourish this world, feed this world, hydrate this world, bring good things and help things grow and be good in this world, and how can we protect what is good and what is nourishing in this world, just like water does. How are we like water? If we think about all the great things that water does for us, let's think about how we are like water ourselves, and how we can flow through the world and go about where we go in the world and bring good things and make things grow that are good. Okay, so I have a helper here, and she and I are going to paint. We have some paper here. Each of us is going to have half a sheet of paper and have this, about this size paper. You can use the vertical or the horizontal to paint. Some of you will write a journal entry or the beginning of an essay. Some of you will write a poem. Some of you will draw a picture with pencil or colored pencil. Some of you will use watercolor. Some of you, like us, will use acrylic paints. And some of you will make a video. Some of you might make a website. Some of you might make a speech. Some of you might write a blog or a vlog. And so today we're gonna paint. So let's pick a paintbrush. So we have many to choose from here. Some of you might use some storytelling paper where you can draw a picture and then do some writing in the lines here and practice your handwriting as well as drawing pictures. Many different things that you can do to think about yourself and place yourself in an environment where water is the inspiration. So I have an old piece of plastic Tupperware. It held food at one point. Now we use it to hold the acrylic paint. I'm going to put some acrylic paint in here. What did you do with that cap, sweetheart? Oh, there it is. You got it. And then we're going to cap these. These are not, if you use acrylic, you got to be careful. If you have littles using acrylic, we have to make sure that we either put smocks on or just be very, very careful so that we don't get our clothes messed up, because this is not washable paint. Right now, both of us have our kick-around clothes on. That means that we can get them kind of painty and dirty if we want to. So we did the red, and we did the green, and we're gonna do some yellow. And yeah, and we did that one.
You did it?
We did that one. Look,
oh.
I put that one. And then we'll get a little bit of blue. You want to squeeze it?
Yeah.
Okay, squeeze it right on here.
Yeah.
Right there. And put it there. There you go. Very good. Excellent. So now I think we have some good colors, maybe some brown to represent our bodies. We're all shades of brown, light brown, dark brown. We'll have some white, and we'll have some black, and also the earth in many places is brown. Some places it's different colors. Some places it's white. Some places it's black and blue and green.
Did we do this one?
We did that one, yes. Oh wait, no, did we do that? We haven't done that one, no. Let me cap this one first. Where's the cap to the white one? Oh, here it is. And then, so we give ourselves a bunch of paint, and we'll also, good job, we'll also give ourselves lots of different color options, because we love all the colors. We love all the colors of one another, all the colors of the earth and sky and universe. We did that one, yep. I did that one, it's right there. Okay. So I think we're good. Oh, let's do the dark green.
Okay, I'll do the dark green. I'll do the dark green.
Okay, great. Thank you. You're such a good helper. All right, you ready to paint?
Yeah.
Okay, which brush do you want? Do you want a thin brush, a thick brush, a wide brush, a narrow brush?
This one.
Great. And I'll get one like that one too. And then we take our papers and we share the palette. This is a palette. We dip our paintbrush tip into the color we want, and we think about the picture that we want to paint. And we okay, and there's yours. And then we think about what we want to paint, and we start to paint. And so, because I love trees, I'm gonna start drawing.
I'm gonna draw this.
You're gonna do that one. That's great. And then we enjoy painting. And I think I'm gonna draw and paint a beautiful orchard full of fruit. And I'm gonna think about how I can.
I'm making fruit too.
Great. We love fruit. How I can protect the fruit, how I can protect farms, how can I help farmers who grow organically and sustainably be able to thrive and provide healthy, safe, delicious fruit for everyone. So I'm going to draw an orchard, and I'm going to draw a picture of myself. Now, I forgot the cloth. Sometimes with the acrylic, you want to use a cloth just to clean off the brush so you're not mixing your paint, you're not getting your paintbrush full of all the different colors. And I'm going to start with me right here. And I'm going to draw me and my black hair in a ponytail. Oh, you see me? And I'm standing next to a beautiful tree. Oh, and I'm going to wipe off. Sure. I'm going to draw Hannah because we all need our best friends. We need our best friends next to us when we do this important work.
And draw my beautiful hair.
You're drawing your beautiful hair too. I'm drawing a picture of you too, huh? And so, got my buddy next to a beautiful tree. And I'm going to put some apples or some plums right on my tree.
I'm putting grapes in my hair.
Ooh, gonna drive some.
Putting?
I'm putting apples. You're gonna drive some grapevines. That's awesome. Express yourself. Think about yourself as a protector, a water protector, a giver of life, and a helper of the earth and people, because that is what you are. Thank you. Can you hear it? Listen close. There's water flowing. Even when everything looks silent, frozen, and still, water is still moving, it's still alive, and it's still sustaining us. There's water within us, there's water all around us. We learned all about the beauty and the power and the necessity of clean, fresh water. We learned that it's interdependent upon all of the other natural, environmental resources that we have around us. Water is dependent on everything that we have on planet Earth, and we are dependent on it. Thank you for expressing yourself. Thank you for learning more about yourselves and one another. And thank you for loving the earth and people.